Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Designer Brands Incorporated, ticker symbol DBI. And so I did this last night just for members. I think two members watched it, but nobody joined live. So I thought I'd open it up to the public. It's just that the chat is going to be limited to members. I am just going to be going over unusual whale alerts from today. I was at work all day, so I was not able to check them until now. I thought I'd do it live in this episode of Hunting Unusual Whales. And so I'm just going to basically go over my go over the alerts from unusual whales and go over my thesis of why I think some of them might be really good or less risky than others. I did highlight two from yesterday's stream. One of them I did pick up a position in, and that is DBI. The other one did not get filled, and so I will actually look to see, what that is going for right now, and maybe I'll remove my order, and then I will also look into the alerts that I missed out on during work today. And so the reason for that is because then I want to place another order that would be hopefully filled at open tomorrow, and then partake in another, swing trade. And so with DBI, I'm up almost 20% with it. I think I might hold it a little bit longer. I will go over that in a minute, kind of what my thesis is. I forgot to do the math on the 20%, so we can do that here together with the calculator app. But yeah, I think I might actually do this pretty frequently. So if you are not a member, I would definitely encourage becoming a member. It's only 99 cents a month. For me, it costs me 48 bucks a month to do unusual whales. And I do feel a little uncomfortable going over the alerts publicly, just because it's a service that I pay for, and I don't feel like I should just be sharing all of that information publicly. But I do think it serves as a good advertisement for unusual whales. I think the service that they provide is really great. I've been able to make some money with it, and I've also been able to kind of revise my trading strategy because of it, be a little bit more in and out, planning a trade with an enter and exit. And so I think that that's really good. And also I do think it will serve as a good advertisement for the channel and becoming a member. So if you do enjoy this kind of stream, this kind of very casual thing. I didn't make myself a drink tonight just because, I just wanted to do the stream and look at the data and share it with you guys. But if you do enjoy it, whether you want to become a member or not, whether you want to get unusual whales or not, make sure you like the stream or any of the videos that you do enjoy, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and become a member. Like I said, only 99 cents a month. I do think there's a lot of value, whether I'm going over unusual whale option activity in a stream or just by doing posts. I do a lot of posts for members only, a lot of value there. But anyways, I'm going to get into the chart, DBI. And here, what I bought, I'll show you from unusual whales. I think I got it pulled up here. Yeah, so this is the contract, and we can see this is for the day trading. I'm actually going to refresh the page just in case I didn't get it. But yeah, it's like not that much options activity the first half of the day. But then the second half of the day, it's gone up a bunch. And so let's see, the open interest was around 6,000 at the start of the day, but then the volume traded today was 3,000 contracts, about 2,500 being on the ask side. So those are people buying or establishing positions. I represent one of those, I believe. So that's pretty cool. And then, 500 contracts being sold, and then one in the mid. So it's kind of tough to tell whether that's a buy or a sell. But yeah, the thing that really stood out to me that I went over in the live stream from yesterday is if I do look at the 3-day chart, I try to get that pop-up to not go up there. So I'm just going to keep my cursor down here, but we just see this like consistent buys throughout the day on the 20th, and then consistent buys throughout the day on the 21st. But the price, the premium spent on those contracts elevated from the day before, and then we saw this big spike, about $100,000 in premium at the end of the day yesterday, August 21st. So this just looked like really interesting options activity, and the fill for them was around 80 cents, I believe. So I placed a limit order last night to be filled during the day today when I was at work, because I haven't been able to look at my phone at work lately. Got a new manager, and the manager sucks, so I haven't been able to be too engaged with the market when I'm at work. And that order was filled. So I did get one contract, one DBI put with a strike of $8 and the expiration being September 20th, so a month from now, so pretty good. And so the value of it now, if we look over here, it's right around 95 for the average fill. And then if I do look over at the options table in Webull, so I'm going to go over to options, looking at puts here, and September 20th is the next one, $8 strike. If I were to, let's see, sell it, it looks like this is DBI. So I'm kind of surprised it just says 60. Maybe that's confusing because it should be 90. This is calls. That's why I mentioned puts, but I assumed I was still on puts because I had been looking at them. It was on calls. Now, as you can see, it's on puts, September 20th up here. And we can see that the sell is for 85 cents. And but the ask is $1, so not really sure what's going to happen with the price tomorrow. I feel like we're going to see kind of a sell-off in the market. And if we look at the chart here, DBI, it does look like it's kind of rolling over, putting in a big wick here, and then this spinning top. So it's not like these wicks are going to the upside. It seems like this could be pulling back, just like how here it went up and then dropped down. We could be seeing that, and with price already below $8. Which is the strike for the contract, I think it's pretty good. Usually what I do for my contracts, I've been trying to exercise just selling them at 20% profit. I set a limit order, and then I just kind of walk away and forget about it. And so I'll probably do that tomorrow, but I might maybe be a little greedy and do 40%. But first, I'm going to base this on technical analysis and look at, let's see, just do a retracement from here, which I don't have any of the levels on it, so it's less dramatic, but I'm just going to add them here. And so we can see all of these levels that I normally look at. I'm not going to put the 0 and 100 on there just because that's not too exciting. But yeah, I mean, this could definitely be coming down to, I see the 50% retracement as being a likely level. The reason for that is because we see I'm just going to zoom in here. We see this consolidation here. I think that could be acting as support. And so that would be price coming down to around 729. I, to be honest, don't know what that would be equivalent to as far as the price increase in the put. But if we just do the math kind of roughly, 729 is, that's 71 cents lower than the strike of $8. So, the contract at expiration, if it's down there, would be about worth about $71, which is lower than what I initially put in, $80. And so, but I do think that, if price drops, if we see price drop either on Friday or over the weekend into Monday, I think that premium could increase a lot. So I might be a little bit risk on with it and set my limit to a 40% swing. So I'm actually going to pull up the calculator app, and so we can just do that math together. So like one contract, it's really pretty basic math, not really that exciting. One contract, 80 cents. I'll actually do it, based on like a contract, 80 cents, but that's times 100 shares, so that's $80. Not too exciting there, but then I'm just going to multiply that by 1.4 to get a 40% profit. It's around $112. I believe I have to do it in $5 or 5-cent increments, and so I'll set it for 115. And actually, let's see, I'm gonna doing this with my keyboard. Hit the C button, and then let's see, $80 times 1.5. That is divisible by 5, so maybe 120 is a good one. Then that's a 50% swing, turning $80 into 120. Sure, maybe I could make more. Maybe it doesn't go up to 120, but I do have about a month before it expires. If I look over at the contract, it is a 9/20 or September 20th put that expires then. And so I learned about this contract yesterday by going through unusual whale alerts. And so, I think that, it's just a really, really cool service. And so I kind of wanted to use this as an advertisement for them as well as an advertisement for becoming a member of the channel, because I'm probably not going to do this publicly again. I'm just doing this for fun, to serve as an advertisement. So let's see. And actually, with that being said, I'm going to post a little ad for it on Twitter, or X, I should say. So I'm just going to get a link to this and pull this up. Doing some hunting of unusual whales if you want to join. Did this for members last night and will again, but wanted to open this but I wanted to not limit to members tonight to serve as an advertisement for becoming a member. Wink. Join today. Oh wait, I'll do it like this. Return. Sorry, I'm doing this with you guys live. Join today. And then I'll do that. And then here is there. And then from that, I'm just going to edit this. Not really exciting. Just to click that. Copy that so people have a direct way to advertise or to become a member. And then I will do that. Hunting unusual whales. Okay, so cool. So hopefully that serves as a fun advertisement for people to, want to spend 99 cents a month on the channel. It does support me, it does support what I'm doing. And, for this video, I'm just going to review the one from yesterday, the one contract that I didn't get executed, just to see what the price is. And so to do that, I still want to be in Chrome, looking up at the contracts here. So DBI is one that I looked at. And then I don't want to say this one out loud because my phone will yell at me. So this one, I'm just going to adjust it to the 2-day so it shows, the unusual activity that I saw yesterday. And I forget what I placed my order at. I've got a buy order for one contract, which I'll probably close tomorrow. My limit price is a buy at 60 cents. That's equal to $60. And so the average right now is 60. Actually, not the average right now. The average fill for the day, I believe, was 68 cents. You can see that right here. And I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can read it, hopefully easier. And so, yeah, 68 cents. And it looks like it closed at around 68 cents. But I'm just going to pull it up in Webull so I can look at the exact number for the options. And that is a $3.50 put that expires on September 6th. $3.50 put. So the bid is 63 cents. And, so do I want to keep that open or do I want to close it? That's the big question. And so that's really just going to be based on, were there a lot of bids today relative to the asks? And so this is showing information up here, I believe, of just the 1 day, even though it has data down here from both days. So I'm just going to flip this over to 1 day just to be sure. And yeah, actually volume has decreased a lot today relative to yesterday. So today the asks side was about 800 contracts traded or bought, whereas on the bid side, it's about 200 and I shouldn't really say buy or sell, but it's really like these were exchanged getting filled on the ask side, 800. So that suggests a buy, whereas the bid suggests a sell, and that's like 200. As far as I understand options contracts, open interest today, almost 20,000. Volume traded today, not really that exciting relative to open interest. That's why yesterday was a little more exciting. We had 20,000, over 20,000 contracts traded, and let's see. Yeah, so this is the data from just today. This is the data from what's represented in the chart. And so yeah, the ask is over 20,000, buy side bid is 10% of that. So a lot more interest in going long on this put, so going short on this company. I'm not going to say the name because my phone will yell at me. And we can actually look at the table down here, just going over some of the data that Unusual Whales provides, which I'm still like exploring their platform, but I've just found this to be a really nice way to get information, to have a bookmark watch list. So these are some of the stocks that I keep an eye on, or the contracts, I should say, that I keep an eye on. And so, yeah, let's see. Yesterday, the open interest was about 7,000, but the volume increase. Oh, yeah, I'll start from the top. Actually, I didn't realize this part scrolls. I thought it was just the whole page. But so today, the open interest was around 20,000. That's at the start of the day. But then the volume traded was around 1,000, the majority being on the ask side. So this number will go above 20,000 tomorrow, the open interest, the number of contracts that are still open. And then the day before, so on the 21st, the open interest at the start of the day was about 7,000 contracts, but then that increased, as you can see, to around 20,000 because of that massive amount of volume traded, the whale activity. Before the 21st, on the 20th, the open interest was around 420, but it really started to pick up with almost 9,000 contracts traded that day. So the bullish sentiment has really been picking up, and the price hasn't really gone much higher than the average. So the average fill today and over here where these big candles are, let's see, I'll look at this one. The average fill 61 cents. So if I fill a contract at 60 cents and like on the bid side, so I pick up one contract, there hasn't been much selling, so it does suggest that the whales here are bullish on it. And this number, I should note, 72,000. That is just from today. So the amount of premium for all of this, I forget, it was from the stream last night, but looking at just this one candle, that one candle's premium represents over $230,000. So there's a lot of money on this. I'm not sure if it adds up to, oh yeah, so it says daily premium. You can see that number. Yeah, daily premium. I'm confused why that number changes because I would think that for the day it's the same. But yeah, I need to learn more about that, I guess. But, lots of bullish activity on Siri. So I think that's cool. I'm probably going to leave my order to buy one Siri $3.50 strike put that expires on September 6th. That's still, not this coming Friday. And I believe, let's see, actually I should check that. Which Friday is that? If it's not this Friday, but next Friday, maybe I don't want to do this. No, so this Friday, tomorrow is the 23rd. I have no idea what day it is. I was just working the past 2 days. Now I have a 3-day weekend, so I'm excited about that. Next Friday is the 30th, so I have 2 weeks before I want to sell this, try to swing it for a 20% gain, and then cut it. So I'd probably set the limit at 20% right away. Whereas with the DBI trade, I got one contract at 80 cents, and I will probably hold it to $1.20. That represents a 50% swing, so I think that's pretty nice. But anyways, I am going to get to the Unusual Whales alerts that I got today. This represents, the hunting of unusual whales. And so I'm just going to go over the things that stand out to me as like why I'm interested in a contract, why I'm not interested in a contract. Some of it I might go through kind of quickly, but you'll get a sense of the pattern, just the few things that I'm looking for, because there were a lot of contracts today that I got alerted to as typical for Unusual Whales. And I should note this is their live options flow bot. These get sent out, and then if I'm not at work, I can check them right away and decide if I want to partake or just, speculate. And, I've just been at work, so I haven't been able to do that. So just catching up and rather doing it by myself, doing it live with you guys. So hopefully we can all be learning, all be gaining value, not just from Unusual Whales, but also from the channel. But I would encourage, if you are very interested to learn more about Unusual Whales, the membership that I have is $48 a month so far. I've made a good amount with it, but I've also lost some just because I'm learning my discipline. But I think that easily, once I iron out my strategy, which I'm kind of like documenting with these streams, I think I'll definitely be paying off that $48 a month exclusively from, trading these options in and out plays every single day. And then also, if you want to become a member, I think that that's really nice, because I probably won't do this every single day, but I'll probably do it at least 2 nights a week, because I tend to work 2 or 3 days a week during the week. This week I just had Wednesday and Thursday on. Next week I'll be working every day other than Wednesday, Thursday. So I'll be doing this 3 times next week probably. But anyways, getting into this, things I like about this contract: the days to expiration is about a month, 29 days. So there's a pretty good window in between now and that expiration, so there's no pressure to sell it. And then also, so September 20th, it's the monthly contract expiration. Volume over open interest, pretty close to 2, so that's nice. It is out of the money, so that does suggest that if it moves in the money, the contract will be worth a lot more. 100% of the contracts from this alert were traded on the ask side, suggesting there are buyers, not sellers. And I wouldn't want to pick up an options contract based on an alert on the bid side, because if you're up a lot in a position, you might, just to lower your risk, sell. And so that's not necessarily that an indicator of the top is in. That's just that that person, that whale, established their position at a very cheap price, and then the price has gone up. And so that doesn't make me think, oh, well, the opposite direction is probably going to happen. It just means that they're, taking the risk off the table. So I'm only looking for ask side orders. That's another thing that I'm interested in. In premium, I feel like it's not really a whale unless it's over 100,000. But if it is 100,000, it's not really a big order, because there are ones that are hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. And, then that really gets my attention. The average fill, it's less than $1, which translates to $1 per contract. So I like that. I don't want to be putting tons of money into one contract. And so this average fill, 70 cents, that is something I would be willing to risk on an option contract that expires about a month from now. But, I have to say, I'm not really interested in this one because it's not much higher than 100,000. And, that's pretty much it. I think that we'll be able to find other contracts in here. And with that being said, when I do click on this, it will pop up in my web browser in Chrome. And I do have these other contracts here, so I'm actually just going to close those so I forget about them and we're not distracted by them looking at this. But maybe we'll see something else with Riot. I'm just going to keep scrolling though. All right, Zoom. This is 1 day to expiration. I'm avoiding that. That to me is gambling. Also, premium super low. So it's just, and a lot on the bid side. I would say that's probably because expiration is tomorrow. So too risky. I'm not involved in it. I'm not interested in it, I should say. Snowflake, 50 days to expiration. This is on the ask side. I should note this, on the ask side as well. And so over here, this is well over 100,000. So definitely whale activity. The average fill, $140 per contract, which translates to $140 here, $1.40. This is 100% on the ask side, so I like that. Volume over open interest is, very appealing there. But the thing that I don't like about this is it's just like 57 days away from now. And so I'd just rather have something that maybe I would end up holding it for 2 months, and I don't want to do that. I just want to swing it for a trade in a couple days. But actually, we do see that this is a hot contract. This is the interval one. This is $800,000 on that premium. Let's look at the hot contract, about $800,000. For me, this is just too far out into the future. But maybe we could look at the snow chart. Why would I be interested in a $100 put as far out into the future? So Snowflake here, I believe they just had earnings, yeah, and they dropped. And so to me, like at the open, I would have been interested in this. It already moved down a lot. It's still out of the money, but it just doesn't. Uh, it's already come down a lot. It's dropped 15% today, basically, and so that volatility is going to be a lot higher. And if we actually look at the options contract, so that was for that's puts, and what was the date on that? I'm just gonna, oops, not that. Let's see, sorry about that. This one here, October 18th. So let me, sorry. Look over here, October 18th, $100 put. That's right here. That's like the premium is 212 now. And so because it dropped so much, their fill was 140. It's already done and gone. This alert was at, this says 841 here, but that's central because that's where I'm located. I can't adjust that. I tried to. But yeah, so this is 941, 11 minutes after the market opened. So yeah, unfortunately, that's not one to partake in, but I do think that was a very clearly a nice trade today. But maybe that trade's over. And actually, let's look at that to see what activity happened with it. So yeah, so there was just this big order here, 800,000, and then there hasn't really been anything beyond that. And if we look at the open interest down here, it's really just like right around 300. Open interest for today was 326, but there was that volume of over 7,000 contracts bought, and that is then going to increase the open interest tomorrow to be over 7,000. But yeah, I mean, it's already moved up, as you can see. The yellow line is the average fill price, so right now it would be around 209 to get a contract. So that's not too much more than what I'd be comfortable with, but I'm not gonna look into that one. So I'll leave that contract up there just for fun. But yeah, so continuing on, you're gonna try to explain less and just kind of zip through them now, because yeah, and this, why is that? There we go. Cool. Here's a little. Yeah, what's going on here? I don't want to. I think it has to do with that maybe. Okay. No, that's annoying. Okay, so GLW, this is 36 days till expiration, so that's appealing. Premium, though, less than 100,000. I'm not interested in it. And I just need to pause for 1 second because I need a drink of water. All right, I'm good. AVGO, 8 days to expiration. That's too soon for me, so I'm going to skip it. Again, same one, but this is the hot contract. 600,000, that is appealing, but I don't want to risk $250 that might be expiring, next week. And also, this was placed, early in the morning. I'm starting at the beginning of the day and going towards the end, so they'll probably get more appealing, or ones that we could actually partake in towards the end of the day. But then if I start from the bottom or the most recent contracts and work my way backwards, then I don't really know when to stop. And now, I know the search bar here, when it gets to the bottom, I'm at the end. So that's easy. Okay, so here at Meta, this 8 days to expiration, so that's not appealing to me. Premium being 2 million, that's super appealing, but the average fill is almost $500. I can't do that. And then so here, 57 days to expiration, too far out into the future for me. Average fill is below $1, so that's nice, but the premium is less than 100,000. Also, I'd prefer the ask side to be at least 80, because then it's 80%. That's very clearly the majority of buyers. Those are buyers, so that's a little more appealing to me. And then, okay, so here, 8 days to expiration, too soon, going to skip it. Marvel, I'm not sure what this is. 22 days to expiration, that's fine. That's about 3 weeks, so I could handle that. $34 per contract, so that's appealing. Translated 34 cents times 100 shares is $34. Premium is just about 300,000, so that's appealing. We also do have the hot contract down here, so I'll look at that in a second. Majority on the ask side, so that's nice, and it is very much so out of the money. Lots of volume relative to open interest, so that is also pretty appealing. And then looking down here, this is basically the exact same thing. I don't think there's anything really different about it. This is just hot. So let's check this one out and see. Okay, so their average fill was 34. Let's check out this contract and see what the, I'm actually going to delete the one I was just looking at. which was, I even forget the stock. That was Snowflake. So I'm going to avoid that. And then, so yeah, this is, I think, a nice example of, what was their average fill? 34 cents. Yeah, so you can see that here where that green candle is, almost $300,000 candle. Excuse me, candle premium. Average fill with the yellow dot is 34 cents. That could have been picked up shortly after getting that alert. So this would have been a really nice one to trade. But then there would have kind of been this like panic drop here where there's the yellow dot down there, average fill of 23 cents. That's a super discount. And then now it's, trading around 50 cents. Is that average fill 50 cents? So, it's definitely gone up. This is one that, unfortunately, it's already moved on. So I'm going to skip it because of that. But definitely, if I would have gotten this alert or seen the alert right when it came out, this would have been a great one to pick up. But yeah, and also thinking about all of that criteria that I'm listing, this is a very nice, very appealing contract. Okay, and then so Excel, I'm not familiar with this one. 148 days to expiration. It's a little too far out for me, so I'm not interested. Also premium, less than 100,000, even though it's, pretty close. Amazon, 29 days to expiration, so that's appealing. Let's see the premium, 575,000, so that's nice. Majority on the ask side, out of the money, so that's good. About 2 for volume over open interest, so that's nice. And then average fill 209. Well, that's about double what I'd like to spend on one of these contracts. 209 is something I'd be willing to risk because I'm getting more comfortable with unusual whales and stuff like that and making trades off of them. So I'm going to look this one up, and that's 209 average fill. Let's see what it is now. I bet this is above 350 already. So it's 356. So this is, done and gone. But it would have been a nice one to pick up at the time of the alert. And so let's see, Beeke, I'm not sure how you'd pronounce that, 29 days till expiration, so that's appealing. And then, all this criteria, this is on the bid side though, so this is, somebody selling these contracts, whether they're bearish or going short, they're just taking risk off the table. So if somebody's taking risk off the table, maybe they're wrong. Maybe they're just being comfortable. That to me does not indicate that price is going down. It just means that they're trying to get comfortable. So, and it's also with contracts that are in the money. You can see out of the money is negative 9%. So, they made a good trade there. So congrats to them, but I'm not interested. Bid side, same thing. And this is Baidu. Bid side, not interested. This is on the ask side. Bill. 1 day to expiration, not interested. 57 days to expiration, so maybe that's of interest. But this is getting to $200, and this is less than 80 on the ask side, so I'm not interested there. Coming down to Iova, I believe I went over this one during a stream. This is, let's see, 57 days to expiration. 100% on the ask side, so that's nice, about $200. So this one's intriguing, but this is, $200,000 for the premium. Considering how many days there are until expiration, the premium size of $200,000 does not make me think this is, really that appealing. So I'm going to skip it because of the number of days to expiration, the average fill for the contract, and the premium is just not, mind-blowing. Okay, so ask side for S, I'm not sure which one this is, 85 days to expiration, so too far out for me. Same kind of criteria that I just went over. Premium is not mind-blowing. Average fill is close to 200, so I'm not going to do that. Carvana, 15 days to expiration. That's 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks. So I'd potentially be interested in this, but the big thing is here, I don't know if you can see it, it's on the bid side. So this is saying that somebody who is going short is, cutting their position, whether we're taking profits or cutting their losses, whatever it is. And probably taking profits. And so, I'm just not interested to follow a bid because it's, maybe I could buy a call. Maybe the bottom's in with Carvana, but maybe not. Anybody sells to take profit. Everybody buys because they think it's going up. So this is not helpful. Bid, not interested. But I mean, it would be helpful if, let's say, I owned shares of Carvana or I owned puts on Carvana. Oh, other people are selling, it's on the bid side, then I would want to dump my shares. So, or my contracts. Or maybe it's like I'm looking at this and this is on the bid side, but this is a call, and it's like I own shares of Carvana, then it's like, oh, well, maybe I should sell my shares because, wait, no, actually, maybe I should buy some shares because this is going to then be going up. But let's say this is a bid side and this is a call. That would then be suggesting the top could be in. So if I had shares, I'd want to dump it. But anyways, moving on to the next one, 57 days to expiration, kind of far out. Premium, just not that impressive, so I'm not interested. Let's see, over 100,000 here, but still not that interested. Snow, getting to another one. This is 1 day to expiration, so not interested. Snow, 36 days to expiration, so maybe this is appealing, but the premium is probably like way high right now. So let's see, they got their, or sorry, not the premium, their average fill. So that's 94 cents. So let's just click on this for curiosity. The average fill right now is 100, let's see, 22, or sorry, $1.22. So it's gone up, and yeah, so kind of missed it a little bit. Not going to chase it, not going to hope it comes down. And so snow, yeah, it's the same thing. It's just this is the interval, this is the contract, or, it's very similar. It's not the exact same. Okay, this is DraftKings. Ask side 1 day to expiration, not interested. PayPal, 36 days to expiration, so that's intriguing. Premium, though, not 100,000, so not interested in that. But we do have the hot contract down here, over 100,000. But, I'd rather see something that's like really stand out way above 100,000. So I'm going to skip that one as well. Let's see, KDP. This is 148 days, too far out for me, so I'm not interested. Snow, 8 days, too soon, not interested. Bill, 8 days, not interested. Serve, 1 day, 1 day. 85 days for PEP. That's too far out, that's November, at least for my interest. 88,000 for premium, so just not really that appealing. PayPal 1 day. 85 days, this is too far out for me. A premium, I guess I'm interested in that. Like, so if I wanted to, maybe this is, a sign to like, maybe it's a good time to buy some shares or go long on Bitcoin miners. Although I take that back. Because why? Because this is on the bid side. You always got to pay attention to that. Bid side means selling, not buying. So I'm going to skip that. That means that maybe Mara's going down. And actually, let's look at Mara. Let's look at the Mara chart. Maybe we can learn something about that. I don't really look at Bitcoin miners too much. But yeah, I think that maybe the sentiment is that it's gone up here and then it's going to come down. So I could see that. So that makes sense. All right, coming back to, the unusual whales alerts. Here, scrolling down, SYM, 29 days to expiration, average fill. That's too pricey for me. So I'm going to skip that. SYM, same thing, basically. Cores, 15 days. Maybe that's a little appealing. But to risk over $100, I'd rather see it more on the ask side, even more than 80. So I'm not going to do that. It's also in the money, so not super appealing. Okay, Peloton, 148 days to expiration, a little too far out. So I am going to skip that. Although this is, let's see, where's the out of the money? 98. But yeah, this is just like a YOLO, basically, even though, yeah, it's 250,000. So that's a lot of money. So this is like saying that they think it's going to be going up above $9. So let's look at the Piton chart. This company always makes me think of rock climbing with pitons. So yeah, this is like the volatility is already in there. If I were to look up the cost of the contract, it's going to be way above 22 cents now. So that's a call. I'm not, well, I guess I will for this stream, but normally I wouldn't look this up because I know it's going to be super high. So that's an option for a call that expires on January 17th with a $9 strike. Is that right? Yeah, $9 strike, 117. It's 28. That's on the sell side. Sorry, $30 to buy. So this has gone up $8. So it's not a huge amount of money, but percentage-wise, it's a good amount. So yeah, there's that there. Looking at the chart, Yeah, I already did this. It's already blown off and gone up. So I'm going to skip that one. Haven't found anything yet, but I think I'll see stuff closer towards the end of the day. But then today at around 12:33, because this is Central Time that I'm looking at, we could see 29 days to expiration, so that's good. Average fill for me, 330. That's too much. I don't want to risk $330 on a contract, so I'm going to skip it. 8 days, too soon, so I'm going to skip it. 8 days again, 8 days again. 1 day, way too soon, way too risky. NVIDIA, 8 days. Not going to risk $621 on that. Just because I struggle to pull the plug within a week of expiration. So I need to give, for me personally, I need to give myself more room. 1 day to expiration, not going to do it. 8 days, still not enough. 57, it's kind of too much time, and $318 per contract. That's based on this being 100 shares, so not going to do that one either. 148, too far out, so I'm going to skip it. This one is, let's see, 148. That's just the hot contract version of it rather than the interval. KSS, this is appealing. 29 days to expiration on the ask side. Always got to point that out. But the premium is less than 100,000, so that's not terribly interesting. Intel, this is about 2 weeks into the future. This is over 300. This is on the bid side, though, so I'm not interested in using that to determine whether or not I buy a contract, because this is on the bid side. This is a whale selling, not buying. Okay, so CCJ, don't know what this is. 1 day to expiration, not going to do it. 148, too far into the future, so I'm not interested. Also not interested in risking $560 on it. BABA, again, too far into the future. This is probably very far out of the money. That's why the contract's so cheap. Less than $100,000 premium, so not interested. Ask side, this is 85 days. Too far into the future for me, about $200 and 200,000 premium. So, maybe Hog is a good one. Is that Harley Davidson? But, I'm just not interested too far into the future. 22 days, this is intriguing. This is on the bid side, though, so that is not intriguing. Ask side, Lucid, 1 day to expiration, not interested. 29 days to expiration, this is a put. So I'm going to look into this one just because I think it's interesting. Because ASTS has just been going crazy and everybody is euphoric. And I made a video talking about it going higher, and it miraculously did. I think could suggest that it's going down. So this is, again, on the ask side, 29 days to expiration. Let's see, out of the money, so pretty far out of the money there. Volume over open interest, 50, so that's wow. Ask 100% here. Premium to about 250, and then the average fill 220. Let's look up this contract to see what the average fill is now. So that was 220. Now it's still right around 220, so that's kind of appealing. And let's see the daily premium. This is for, let's see, yeah, put. I'm kind of confused. This was over here before, I think, so I'm not sure why it moved to the left side. Maybe because I expanded the screen. But yeah, so 1 day, let's look at the past 3 days. Yeah, there really hasn't been anything as far as, whales buying until today, when there was this big order here towards the end of the day, getting closer to the end of the day. And that candle premium, though, it says, I must be on the wrong, there we go, I was on the wrong candle. That candle premium is over $300,000. If we look at the open interest, it was only 22 contracts, but then volume traded today at 2,000, with only 100 being on the bid side and basically 2,000 being on the ask side. So that looks pretty bullish. This is, again, a month from now, $26 put. So this is one that I'm interested in. I would have to say the premium, though, is kind of risky. So if there's another one that I'm also interested in, I'd probably skip this. But, maybe I'd just do this one for tomorrow. And so let's look at the chart, though. I am interested in ASTS because I have covered it a few times on the channel. And so let's check that out over here. So ASTS, I mean, this to me kind of looks like a bull flag, but volume's been fading as it's been up there. Super, super, overbought here with a high in the RSI above almost 85, so 84.78. And yeah, I mean, that's just like super, super high. Uh, and yeah, this is super, super insanely overbought. And it hasn't really pulled back that much. It came down like 6.3% today. And I feel like I'm kind of bearish sentiment right now. Just I feel like the S&P 500 and stuff is topped. I think that we're going to see the VIX spike again. And so I could see this coming down. So this matches kind of, my sentiment. At the end of this stream, I'll come back to this one and kind of share my perspective on that. And I'll leave these other ones up here, but ASTS, I'm going to leave this here so we can revisit at the end, see if that's the most appealing alert that was received today. And then so here is another one, TSM, 8 days too soon, 8 days, 29 days, Intel, so that's intriguing, but the premium is not 100,000, so not interested there. This one makes it more appealing because it's closer to 200,000. The average fill is 32, so it's only risking $32. And let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to go over this stuff again. Ask size, 29 days, about a month from now. Volume over open interest is greater than 2 out of the money. So this has potential to move in the money, become more valuable. Ask side is higher than 80%, pretty close to 100. So I think that's nice. And yeah, so this was one that I am interested in. So I'll click on that. And yeah, so there's the alert there. And this is the 1-day chart. And let's see. Yeah, so there's that there, 32. And if we look at the fill right now, it's actually come down to 27 cents when it was 32. So let's look at Intel. This is a call to 2250. So let's look up Intel over here. And yeah, and this is also like, yeah, I mean, this has a pretty big pullback. So these contracts are cheap, but there's this big gap. That makes me think though, yeah, I mean, and this is also, I think, a word of caution when there is a big gap down. It's like, oh, well, it's gapped down so much, it's going to go back and fill that gap. But I mean, it can take time and, just like bleed contracts out, bore people out of positions. And so that's effectively what's happened over the course of the past, 3 weeks, basically, this has just been consolidating here. And so with this big move down, that does seem pretty discouraging, but it's maybe the bottom is in. And so this is, yeah, let's look at the, I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller. Sorry if that sucks for you, viewers, but if I make it too big, it's just, there's not as much data on there, and I'd like to see more of the data. Also, I have the buttons over here usually, so it's just easier for me to interpret. Okay, so, things that stand out about this. Open interest was 2,000. The volume traded today was over 11,000. 500 of that on the bid side, so selling, but the majority of it over 10,000 on the ask side. So that's looking really good. Average fill 31, and it's currently lower than that. So that makes me think that this is, maybe a little bit risky, but it seems pretty good. The premium 350,000. This one candle is 161, and then these other two about 80 for both of them. And so, yeah, the majority of this, let's see, premium is, that's all for the most part on the ask side. And then if we look at this table, I find this to be really helpful. And we can see that the open interest on the 19th at the start of the day was 0, but then 1,000 contracts were traded on that day. The open interest became 836. And so that's like, some enough of these were opened and closed that the number ended up not being 0 plus this, but there's a little bit less in the following day. So 800, and then open interest, so not that impressive on the 20th. But then on the 21st, It's starting to like incrementally getting more interesting. But then here 2000 and now, so tomorrow it's going to be, let's see, well, on the ask side, so this number effectively maybe it's this number minus that, I believe. That would be like 10,000. So adding 10,000 to this, it's going to be like between 12 and 13,000 open interest tomorrow. So that's pretty intriguing. So yeah, I'm going to leave this one up here. I'll explore this at the end. This might be one that I will, partake in, just, curiosity, trying to get more familiar with unusual whales. 29 days for FFIE, $360 per contract, so not interested in that. But maybe that's of interest to you guys. Let's see the ask side, $57 days to expiration, too far out for me. I'm going to go a little bit faster. I think 57 days, too far out for me. And also, yeah, I mean, let's see, ask side. Yeah, and these are also, this one's not above 100,000. This one's not much above it, so not super interested in them. Piton, again, not above 100,000, but this one is. This is an expiration of over a month from now, so that's appealing. And let's see some of the points that stand out to me for this. On the ask side, over a month from now, let's see, volume over open interest, super huge, out of the money, pretty far out of the money. Premium's only 100,000. So that's got me a little concerned about this for how out of the money it is. Average fill, 39 cents. So that's intriguing because it's so cheap. And then also should note the ask. It's majority on the ask side, so that's cool. So let's look at this contract. It's really just this one order. And if I look at this in prior days, this is really just not that much going on. And they actually, in my view, I think this is an example of, not all whales are smart. Some whales are dumb. And so I'm not saying that whoever made this trade is dumb, but if we look at the chart, the average fill for this order was 39 cents. And we see at that time there was this spike in the premium going up to like 40 cents. But then it's come down to like 21 cents. So it's their average fill, super odd, was in this really like, so this is an unusual whale in that it's like really weird. So 100,000, I'm not interested in this one. So I'm going to delete it from here. All right, so continuing on, SYM, 8 days, not interested. 1 day, not interested. Here, American Airlines, 22 days to expiration, so intrigued by that. This is on the ask side, always got to check that. Volume over open interest is above 2. Out of the money, so that's nice, 100% on the ask side, but premium is less than 100,000. Let's look over here. This is now above 100,000, so that's kind of intriguing. And this is a pretty cheap contract, 16 bucks. So that's nice. But if, swinging it for 20% is like $3. So that's not too exciting. And that's per contract. And that's just how I'm doing this to get, more practice with it. Here, there's this, let's see, the premium traded over the course of the day, 125,000. If I look in the past few days, yeah, nothing really until just today. 100,000, it's not big enough for me to be like, oh, that's a big whale, I'm going to follow. I'm just, I am intrigued because it's such a cheap contract. And actually, yeah, I mean, this is a put. Let's look at the chart. We got to look at the chart. I think that's an important aspect of this. 950 strike. Okay, so AAL 950 strike. Why 950? I could see this. But yeah, let's see. That's an expiration. 21 days, 3 weeks. Maybe this is intriguing. I'll leave it up here to consider. Let's see, going back to the alerts. Okay, so, and getting pretty close to the bottom here. 1 day to expiration, so not interested in Amazon, sorry. 1 day here, not interested. 29 days in AZN. Don't know what that is, but that's on the bid side, so that's somebody selling. I'm not interested to follow somebody selling if it's something I don't hold already. Doesn't make sense. Bid side again, 8 days. And so that is all the alerts. And so I am now going to switch over to the ones that stood out to me to kind of, evaluate which one am I most interested in and why, and kind of present that thesis to you guys. And, then I will probably during the stream place an order. I'm not going to do it on the screen. I'll just do it on my phone because that's how I do my trading. But yeah, so ASTS, what's intriguing about this one? I think I need to flip over to the chart. And so American Airlines was one. Intel, I had looked at that, but I don't think that was... Oh, Snow, I know I had looked at. Yeah, I'm going to actually flip over to here. So ones I'm interested in, ASTS, Intel, and American Airlines. So ASTS, American Airlines. This is one that I currently hold. Intel, Mara, not interested. Piton, not interested. And Siri, I do have an order placed on this. If you're a member, you would know about it from the stream last night, or you can check it out if you're a member. And so I'm not going to go over that one here because I did do it last night. Okay, so ASTS, I do feel like this could be pulling back. And I also feel like it's a very contrarian play because everybody's been so bullish on this. And this is just super, super very clearly too far extended. I feel like the yellow line was okay, this is getting crazy, but now it's really getting crazy. And I feel like the market's going to pull back. So I could see this coming down. And let's see. So that premium or that fill, the way that I'm going to find this from Unusual Whales is I'm just going to type ASTS, search for that. And then this is Unusual Whales options bought contract. So this is not one that I usually use. So this is, this is, the alert that I usually use. So I'll make sure it's above me. And so that average fill for them was 220. And over here, it looks like it's still around 220. And, what is appealing about this? The amount of money on this, over, almost $500,000. And so that's intriguing because that's just a lot of money. If we look at the table down here, yep, 2,000 increase, and this is just a spike recently. We got 28 days to expiration. And yeah, I mean, even just a 10% swing on this is $20. So that's nothing crazy, but yeah, so I'm interested in this and I will actually add it to my bookmarks because I think this is one I want to partake in. But maybe there's something else. But these are not super expensive. So this one, Intel, this is 28 days. I think both of these are 28 days. Yeah. Okay, so Intel, number of orders here, a lot of premium, over 300,000 traded. Intel 2250 call. Okay, this is a call. And so also this is kind of a nice because this is a put, this is a call. So, it's going both ways. So I think that's nice to keep that balanced. If I look at the chart for Intel, that is, let's see, this is a call. Okay, so yeah, I mean, because it's already gapped down, it's already priced in, and then so it could go up. So I find this intriguing, and that is risking. Okay, so wait. Yeah, so the average fill, I'm just going to say, I'll look it up if I decide to place this. 32, and the fill has come down to 27. So that's effectively at a discount relative to this whale. Maybe the whale's dumb, but maybe not. Okay, and so this other contract, American Airlines, this to me, it's just, I'm not as intrigued by it because the premium traded is 100,000. It's nothing too crazy as far as whales go. So I'm not interested in this. So what I'm going to do is look back on these. ASTS, we saw a low during the day of 210. Actually, that's not the low during the day. We can see the low was 190. That was over here, that data point. And so the low, yeah, it goes, and their average fill, just coming back to, wait a minute, I wanted to keep that up there. Sorry, that was, I'm tired. ASTS, okay, ASTS, don't tell, because I know a lot of people are bullish on this. Don't tell if I go short. I'm joking. You can tell. Okay, so here this is their average fill was 220. So now I'm just going to look this up in the options table, which is Webull, ASTS, options put. That was September 20th, and that was 26.50. Is that right? This is 26. Okay, so $26 put on the 20th. And so that is down here, 210. That's for selling, 230 for buying. And this is a put. So this is out of the money. And so could I see this coming down to 26? Maybe there's a measurement that we can do that would suggest it could be coming down to 26. I've got a yellow line right around 26. So already it makes sense. But if I do this retracement, that would be coming down to the 382 to 25 basically. And so, yeah, I mean, everything about this makes me feel pretty good about it. And while this is going to be the biggest contract that I've traded, I'm intrigued by it. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to exercise some discipline. And actually, I need to see, I need to make sure I have enough on the side to do this first. I do. So, yeah, I am going to look up. I'm just doing this on my phone. Sorry, I just kind of, like my privacy or whatever. But I'm just going to search for ASTS on my Webull mobile app. And I'm going to pull that up, look at the options, just like we're looking here, September 20th. And I'm actually just going to make sure to double check here. So this is, September 20th. So I got that right. And the strike is 26. So the buy is 230. And so that is, more than I'd like to spend because their average buy was 220, but it seems reasonable to me that it would drop to 210. And so I am maybe going to be wrong, and maybe this won't be filled, but that's also kind of my risk management, that if I place an order at $26 with a strike of 210, which happens to be the bid side or the sell side, so I feel like it's not a ridiculous thing. And this is also in 10-cent increments, I should note, for at least for me. And so I'm going to place a buy at 210. And so I have that placed now. So we'll see about that. I'll probably do a follow-up to let you guys know what happens with it. And then the other one is Intel. And I'm just going to look up that alert to see Intel. So we can see all this stuff. I don't take full advantage of the Intel stuff or the unusual whale stuff because I'm still learning it. But these alerts, this is on the ask side, 2250. I recall that. This is a call. Yes. So let's go into the wrong app here. Intel call for September 20th. And that is a call. So I got it pulled up here at the top. And that is 2650, I believe is, no, that's not right. Because a call September 20th. What the hell? 2250, not 2650. 2250. It's $29 for the buy. And their average fill was 31. So I'd be getting a better average fill, and I'd be risking way less than 346,000, but my average fill would be lower. And just because I feel like there can always, be a little bit of a pullback. If this, actually, let's look at what was the low here. Average fill 27, the low for the day 27. So I might set that because it's just 2 cents lower than, what it is here at 29. And it is, the bid size, so that doesn't seem too unreasonable. And I think I have enough left in my account to place this order. I should say enough on the side that's not already in a limit order of some sort. Okay, so that is, let's see, I need to look up the stock. This is Intel. And so let's check that out. Looking at options, I'm going to look at calls. So I'm going to make sure I pull that up. Look at the September 20th expiration and look at a strike of 22.50 and then place that at a buy of 27 cents or $27 and we'll see what happens with that. And so, yeah, that is basically what I wanted to do during the stream, just kind of go over my strategy, share it with you guys. And, it also forces me to be accountable by doing a follow-up on this. So I hope you guys found this valuable. If you did, I will be doing this at least 2 times every week probably because I find it helpful for me and I think it adds value for members. If you do want to partake in this again, become a member. I'm going to limit it to members. That's just kind of a way to add value for them. And then also, if you're interested in this, I think, 99 cents. I'm going over something that costs me $48 a month, so I think that's definitely worth it. But at the same time, too, yeah. Well, I guess I was going to say at the same time too, but really, you're not only getting some info from unusual whales, but you're also getting perspective on it, interpretation, thesis on it, and so I think that's actually even more valuable. But you're also then limited to my schedule in that. So I think, unusual whales, definitely worth it. I think becoming a member, I appreciate the sport. I am trying to think of different ways to add value for members, and this is just an example of it. So it's just kind of an advertisement for you guys. And if you did find it helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, or if you're if you are a member, sorry about that, you can exchange in the live chat. But if not, really, I'd encourage you to consider becoming a member. But if not, I put out tons of free content for subscribers or non-subscribers. And I appreciate you guys being here hanging out. I know there have been people in and out for the stream. It's kind of an odd one, but I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I am not working tomorrow, so I'll be more active on social media, probably putting out some videos and stuff. So whether it's on X, Discord, or on YouTube, I will be on there during the day tomorrow. And so, yeah, I hope that you guys have a great rest of the night and a great start to Friday. And I hope you're looking forward to the weekend because I definitely am. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, you guys. Good night. I'll probably have another video out soon, but I got to figure out which one that is.